pool, and that is not just the only thing. We also have something for you guys, and let's just say it before the people start landing, because I guess the viewers are stoked to hear about
exactly.
that.
I guess they all are pumped about this, and I think this is the time we are going to say that.
And you know what? We are giving away 2 Oppo F9 Pro mobiles right here. And for that to happen, you guys need to participate in the giveaway. So the instructions for the giveaway is like the channel and subscribe to it. And in the live chat, type in !Pubg Mobile in all caps. I repeat, !Pubg Mobile in all caps. And you will avail a chance to, redeem yourselves an Oppo F9 Pro. So that is not just going to give you the phone, but you can also get a lot of chicken dinners with that, because that is a phone which is having a 6.3-inch display screen, which is actually going to give you a seamless experience when you are going to play games, especially its processor, which is going to really give you a lot of other stuff like that. And with a 6 GB RAM, that is really going to help you out when you're going to play a game like PUBG Mobile, where you are going to play for a lot of time. Yeah, and then you know what? Oppo F9 Pro, it has a long battery life of 3.5K, and then that just lasts long enough for you to play a couple of games of PUBG, and that is really good. And you know what?
That's not it.
Yeah.
You just charge your phone for 5 minutes, and you can have 2 hours of talk with that, and that is coming with the VOOC fast charge, and that is really going to help you out when you are going to be a hardcore gamer when it comes to PUBG Mobile or any other mobile games.
And you know what? The Oppo F9 Pro is not just all looks, all talk in the specs. It's also really good in looks. It has a water drop notch right here, and that is really premium quality on mobile phones right here. And you know what? Let's stop talking about that. You guys do make sure that you go ahead and comment !Pubg Mobile in all caps in the chat, and subscribe so you can get yourself a chance to win yourself one of these beautiful phones. And let's just get into the game. We are going to be looking at team number 4. They are going to be landing at this little settlement right here. They have a bunch of pistols, not really good amount of loot coming in, because they did choose to land here, but
it's somewhere actually near Gadka, and I guess we still have team number 20 along with them, so we are going to expect any kind of fight as soon as possible. But then here you are, Nishant Rana is going to try to take them out, but no, he actually manages to give a lot of damage onto one of team number 20's players. So let's actually see what is going to work out for them, because at this moment team number 4 have already surrounded team number 20's building. The nade being popped out there from Nishant Rana. Let's actually see if it's really going to work out there, but no. Oh, he actually managed to knock down one person out there, while another one is really close of getting knocked out, as we are going to see the push coming out there from team number 4. Are they going to take him out? He actually spots another guy, so there is 2 people. There are 2 people down at the moment, and I think there's going to be a third as well. And look at this.
This is complete bloodbath, and you know what? We were completely mistaken. I was saying before the stream started, before the game started, that Pochinki is the place you have to look out for the bloodbath, but no, I am painted completely wrong, as team number 20 is wiped out of the face of the earth.
I mean, not really. We just saw 3 people wiped out over there. We still have 1 more person right on to the opposite. It was quite. I don't understand this strat, however, because we usually have seen about 2-2 splits, but this is the first time we are going to see a 3-1, and we are going to go back to Pochinki, where we are going to see team number 18 taking down a couple of guys from right across the building, and let's actually see if they are going to find another person out there, because it doesn't seem like
there are people in the general area in Pochinki, but it seems as though team 18 is kind of safe. There is only 1 more person, and
I guess he's going to take him down 16 as well. PB has a clear angle, but it's quite unfortunate he was not able to take him down, as team number 16's Shadow Plague is making his way onto that building right on top of it. And look though, as if PB and his friends are going to try to take him out. They are rushing into the building with the M4 out there. This is quite surprising to see an M4 this early into the game. We actually see team number 16 making their run out there. That was pretty amazing. He really didn't have any idea where the guy went, and now I guess he is safe for the moment. The people from team number 18 have no clue that team number 16's player is right behind them. So let's actually see what's going to work out for them.
This is a really good spot. I think that team number 16's Shadow Plague still has a chance to turn this around. Maybe if he can catch a bunch of these people off their guards, like getting a kill, getting a frag or 2 going behind them, that is going to work out for him really well. He does have that micro Uzi, and you know what? That is a devastating gun to fight against in close range. And talking about the spread of the people in the map, we see the circle. It is going to be towards the eastern side of the map, and as I'm going to be talking about that, team number 17's Papa Pelwan is going to be getting that kill, and that is going to be one more team, you know, one more player just getting knocked out and killed. And we are going to be looking at team number 9. They are going to be making their way together towards team number 20 right here. Team number 17's Papa Pelwan, he is kind of in a close position right here. So I just hope that he does not, you know, run into team number 9.
I mean, they still are, you know, quite far from each other. So I guess it's quite inevitable in some time, however. But then I don't think there is going to be any fight for team number 17 anytime soon, I would say, because they're not even quite near to their opponents at the moment. As we are going to see the zone, which is just like how you said, it's actually in the eastern side of this continent, while we are seeing a lot of teams towards the western side of Pochinki, like team number 24, 12, 4, 6, 9, 1, and all of them, while we are going to see team number 2, who actually have the entire island of the southern side of this map for them. They can actually, they have a lot of time where they can probably go on to military base and try to take some loot as well, because it's just about, you know, 40 more seconds where the blue zone is going to make its way. But I think it's not really going to do a lot of damage, so I don't think there's any harm in team number 2 to go. If you just get yourself
a vehicle or two, you can just go around and spread across the whole continent and get yourself every loot there is in that continent, every good loot there is, and, you know, fill yourself up. And meanwhile, we are going to be looking at team number 12's bad guy. He is going to be spotting out team number 24 right here.
Oh, he's actually jumping like a bunny out there, but look at that. What's going on, circles?
It seems as though team number 24's dual battle, he's not able to do anything. Oh, wait. It seems as though they are just letting them go. And we are going to be looking at team number 24 and team number 2. I think this is not really a thing which you can do, and okay.
But it's fine. Let's actually, you know, focus about team number 18. They have Pochinki to themselves at this moment. So I think
team number 16 just got knocked out.
Exactly. So they entirely have Pochinki right now.
You know what? I fanboyed too much for team number 16's last guy, and that was my mistake. I should not have kept my money on the, you know, the lowest odds.
You know, just like how I said right before the game, it looks like as if we just had about 3 teams landing onto Pochinki, given that it is quite, you know, it's quite a hot spot going out there and landing and trying to loot and all of that. And probably most of the teams expected a bloodbath out there, and they try to play it a little bit safe, as we are going to see they still have, I mean, PB still has his UMP, even though he spotted a lot of guns like the M16 and all of that. I was quite surprised why he didn't take it.
This is a topic which I have been trying to get into the PUBG community quite a while. It's the fact that you can main guns, and the thing is, a lot of these guns in PUBG are quite different from one another. And, you know, personally, I like the M16A4 as my primary gun, and for the secondary gun, I would rather have an SMG like a UMP, or just go for a automatic assault rifle like the AKM. And you, I assume, you have told me this, that you like the M4 as your primary gun and a Kar 98K.
I mean, yes, even though I don't shoot, you know, I don't shoot pretty well with the Kar 98. I really love it for its mechanic, and I generally love the, you know, the bolt action sniper rifle. So that actually gives me the love for Kar 98, even though I really suck at that. But the M4, I really love the M4 for the way the fire is and the fire rate is, and that has actually won me a lot of dinners in this game. So I really have this, you know, I would say this fanboyism for that.
And you know what? The M4 is the M4 and the Kar 98K is an iconic duo, a premium duo. Oh wait, talking about premium, a shout out to our sponsor Oppo right here, because their mobiles are completely premium. They are really good. Oppo F9 Pro. And by the way, we do have that giveaway, so go ahead and subscribe to our channel and type in a exclamation mark PUBG mobile, because you will get yourself a chance to win yourself one of those Oppo F9 Pros. And you know what? That is a really good mobile to play PUBG mobile. And
we actually see the first drop coming out there in this game right onto shelter. So let's actually see how many people are going to contest that. We actually see team number 1 making their way onto school, right near school, and we actually see team number 2 as well. Both of them
all the way from the southern continent. They made their way to the northern continent.
Probably, I think the drop actually made them get out of nowhere. I guess they saw it coming and they are going to contest it at the moment. Team number 2 are right next to the drop, and I think it is not going to be fought upon over there. I think team number 1 are making their way,
but they are
not going. They're not actually going for the drop. They're actually going up to Yasnaya, I guess.
Well, yeah, they are going to be going towards the Yasnaya, and there is a red zone there, and team number 13 is smack down right in the middle of it. So, the red zone, even though I underestimated a lot, I have died quite a number of times to the red zone. So I know that I have to get the hell out of there whenever you see that red marker on the map.
And so it actually looks like Cbmidpx from his M16, he's actually switched on to and SKS, a DMR, so I really, that was actually a good move coming out there from him, so which is actually going to help him out. He anyways has those 4 scopes, so I guess that is going to do a lot of favors for him at the later game, because we still have about 60 people alive into this battle. Let's actually see who's going to go and get this chicken dinner, while we are going to see Dual Pain taking down 1 with that car crash out there, as the bad guy is going to take down 1.
That is one of the most unfortunate ways of dying in PUBG. You're just minding your own business.
Oh, look at that. I think we're going to have a fight out there. Team number 2 and team number 17. The guys from the UAZ and the guys from the Pubg. Look at that. We see Cbmidpx going to go and try to take them out. Oh, he's actually going to go on them. But no, they are actually, it's going as a duel at the moment. We see 3 people from team number 2
It's like a bunch of drive-bys coming in, but most of these shots are going to be missing because these vehicles are moving so fast. And
looks like it looks like they are going to go on the Dacia at the moment, and looks like they are. Oh, I guess they are going to go for them.
Man, the Dacia looks more suitable for a drive-by than a UAZ.
But mind you, the Dacia is one of those cars and vehicles which have a low amount of damage taking. They don't really take a lot of damage, so it's actually
like an
easy.
Car.
It's actually easy for you to burst the Dacia rather than going for the UAZ. So I think that is not really going to work out.
17, they seem to be taking a little bit of fire coming in from team number 13.
They actually spotted all those people out there coming out their buggy, and the 4 is coming out there from the AK of Sharad 148. He's actually going to try to take them out, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, the 6X coming in from team number 13's Sharad right there. That is dealing a little bit of damage, but the AK has that little bit of bullet drop, and that is not really an optimal gun to be used to take down moving targets in long range. And it seems like team number 13, they are just camping on top of the terrace. Like they have to be really careful. One grenade onto their heads and they are all going to go down. So
but I don't think that is going to be the case, because we don't see anyone out there except for team number 22 who are just actually below them. Team number 2, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they are going a little bit towards that ridge, just hiding their gun and just hiding their car and failing miserably because team number 13 have spotted them out. And we are going to be looking at them just circling around this encampment, just trying to make sure that it is going to be clear. But little do they know that team number 13 are going to be patiently camping over this area. And we are going to be looking at Sharad right here with that 6X on that AK, just looking over at those horizons and making sure that nobody has their scopes pointed at them. But okay, look at this right here. Team number 13, they have to be really careful, because in the next building is going to be team number 2, and I think they have an idea that people are there, and team number 13, they don't have an idea that team number 2 is right opposite to them. Because they did see that car going, but I don't think they saw it stop. And
but I don't think they are going to contest this, because it's a no-brainer. They're not even coming for you. So why would you want to go and try to risk yourself of losing it out in this game? As we are going to see that we see the second drop coming out there in this game to the eastern side of Rozhok, and I think team number 4 are actually going to secure that pretty easily, because there aren't any other team coming out there to actually contest that. So it's going to be pretty easy for them to get this drop. And with that being said, I think they are into the zone as well, so that's not really going to harm them at the moment going for the drop. And I guess they are on the driver's seat right now. They're still in Rozhok, and that is something like it's right near the center of the map. So
I mean, it's right at the center of the zone also. So if you do manage to make yourself onto the center of the zone, you have a high probability of surviving the next circle, perhaps when that is getting shown, because being right in the middle of the safe zone, you have enough time and enough space to actually move ahead to the next zone when it does come. And we are going to be looking
we're going to
at
see him take the M24. That's also one of my favorite guns as well.
Yeah, bolt action rifle M24. That is, you know, just like a Car 98K, but just a little bit more powerful and a little bit faster than that. And we are going to be looking at team number 18. They're just going to be staring at the terrace right there. And look at team number 5. They are in Yasnaya, and it seems as though they have completely cleared out the city right here, and none of them have actually died. And we are going to be looking at, they're just going to go ahead and pick up 2 of their teammates right here. And it seems as though team number 5 is going to make contact right now in a little while.
I mean, yes, team number 7 are in the northern side of Yasnaya as well. So I think any sort of contact is going to happen anytime soon, because both of them are right next to each other. And we are going to see team number 24 making their way into Yasnaya as well. And I'm not really sure if they are going to take a fight with team number 5 right now, because I really think team number 5 are at a really bad spot, as we are going to look at the next drop coming out there, which is landing right on to team number 21. So that's going to be a pretty easy drop out there. But look at that. This is what I was telling you about. Team number 5 are right in the middle of both the teams which are coming out there, team number 24 as well as the other team.
And you know what? That can either go 2 ways. One, you just get sandwiched by both of those teams and get killed, or the other, when the next zone comes in and you are in a really safe place and these people have not figured out that you're camping inside of the building. And you know what?
Either ways, it is going to be risky for all these teams, because if you actually look at the location out there are 4 teams in Yasnaya at the moment.
And you know what? Yasnaya is the new Pochinki as of now in this period, and we are going to be looking at team number 7 right here. They're just going to be boosting up, making sure that they heal that little bit of the damage with that energy drink. You know, defies all logic, but you know, this just makes sense in a mobile game, and you know, that is quite a fun mechanic that PUBG has done. And we're going to be looking at a dual banner right here. He does have that Scar-L and the I think that's the M16A4 or the SLR.
I feel that's actually the M16.
Yeah, and he does have that the level 2 helmet, which is kind of damaged, and the level 1 vest, which is also a little bit damaged. So I would suggest him to actually go ahead and change out his gear, because if he does get caught out in surprise,
a single headshot from a DMR is going to end his life, or probably knock him out, because that's how it is. The damage which has already been done to his helmet is not really going to help him, while we are going to see the next drop coming out there. And I think team number 24's dual pane has already spotted that out, and I guess this is going to be really hard.
Well, it seems as though team number 12 and team number 24 are in cahoots or something, because I don't know, they're just avoiding killing each other, and that is not something we do promote here. So if you do know these guys, please do report them, because that is not something you should be doing. And we are going to be looking at team number 5 right here. They are going to be just camping over there in that building, and none of them are actually dead yet. And as you were talking about, they are right smack down in the middle of Yasnaya, and they are surrounded by not just 2 right now, they're surrounded by 4 teams.
And that's actually going to take a toll on them, because the next zone is going to come out in about 2 more minutes. So let's actually see why the next zone is going to happen, as we are seeing Harsh Sharma, a spotting on pop up L1, but actually finds nobody home. All the shots which he had given from the AWM not really working it out. Look at that, he's fully stacked out there, level 3 helmet, level 3 vest and level 3 backpack. So, and he's got the arm as well. So I think that is that's really pumped up. He's actually pumped up at the moment. Yeah, anybody he's going to spot, he's just going to go out all aggressive and try to take him out.
And you know what, I am actually going to paint you wrong on this. He would have been the strongest player in PUBG if it was solo, but it is not. It is a squad game, and it seems as though he is kind of alone in that building.
So yeah, that is going to come back and bite him if that is going to be the case. If he's actually the last person out there, surrounded by no one else from his team, that's really not going to help him out, as we are going to see the next drop. And Pop-Up L1's actually spotting it out, and probably if it's going to drop a little bit closer to him, he can actually go on try to take it down. While I think team number 1 are going to make their way for the drop, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they are going to be going towards the drop, uncontested that too, except for Pop-Up L1. He will have to sit there and watch with his holographic sight, as team number 1 are going to be scooping out all that gear right under his, just right under
He's actually
him.
going for the drop, and let's actually see what the scene is for team number 5 and 7. They're right opposite to each other, and you can actually you can actually sense a fight anytime soon at the moment, as we still don't see any movement from the zone from right away from Yasnaya. So anytime soon we will be expecting a lot of other teams to move it in, or probably we really don't know until the next zone is going to come out.
And the next zone will pop out in 15 more seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, it does not seem like a lot of these fights are going to be taking place until the next zone comes in. Team number 5 does have that good angle onto team number 7, but I don't think that any of these kills are going to be taking place until the next zone is going to be coming in. Maybe 2 or 3 knockouts, but I don't think any kills are going to be happening. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also, you know, go ahead and type out exclamation PUBG Mobile in all caps. I repeat, exclamation PUBG Mobile in all caps. And you know,
actually, for the people who are just watching it right now, and if you were actually wondering why we had been saying that, let us actually brief it to you that 2 of you lucky winners who are watching this game and who are actually typing down exclamation mark PUBG Mobile all in caps are, you guys can actually win two Oppo F9 Pro phones by the end of the stream. So just don't waste any more time. Just spam the comments button with all those comments, and even make sure you like and subscribe the channel as well, because we are going to get a lot of these as well in the coming stream. So I guess you guys will be really excited for that, because you will be having a seamless experience playing on the phones, mind you.
And we are going to be looking at Yasnaya. That is going to be a complete bloodbath, as team number 5 are going to be eliminating one of these players. I guess he was from team number 7, and we are
team number 11 actually. Yeah. And this is really amazing, because I've never seen some team going all out aggressive. 4 of them going into the building and trying to take them out, and that really worked down really well for them. And oh, look at this! This is what I was telling you about. The zone is actually going to close into Yasnaya, and we see all of them. We see all of them trying to get into the zone, except for team number 14 as well as 23.
Well, they will eventually make it into Yasnaya, but you know what? That place is really close to the city, the bridge actually, and that is not going to be a easy spot to get into the zone, because bridges are these little choke points in this map, and whenever that is going to happen, you need to be careful. Whenever you're going to be crossing a bridge on PUBG, just make sure you're careful, because you might just be getting sniped from any direction. And we are going to be looking at team number 18 and team number 11. They are in close proximity. Team number 18 is Ninja Warrior 19. None of his teammates are dead yet, so he does have that really good chance of proceeding a little bit further into the game. Team number 11, they also have 4 people. And team number 7, I can't really say the same for them, as we did see one of their players actually getting slaughtered in that building by team number 5.
But mind you, there's another team. There's actually another team as well, team number 5, who actually we witnessed some time back, where we actually saw team number 11 who were making their way onto that building, and they actually got smothered at that moment. We actually saw one of their teammates getting getting brutally killed by 4 people coming out there from that, and that was commendable play, because we haven't seen many of those kills in the game yet, because that's something we will be watching in about a few more minutes, I guess, because we actually see about 4 teams over here inside the same building, right next to each other. Let's see how it's going to work out right now. We actually see team number 7 and 18 right next to each other, and a knockout coming out there from John 715 on Yogi Bhai. Let's actually see if they are going to take them out. That's actually 1 person down there from team number 18, and we actually see 2 people down to team number 18. What is going on over there? We are going to see a kill, as I guess.
Well, this is going to be quite difficult. We are going to be looking at team number 18 just trying to revive their knockdown teammates, as one of these players are going to be in the other room. They need to be careful. We are going to be looking at a person getting used. Team number 11, they are going to be making it here, but no! He's just going to be missing those people in that room, and that is going to cost him really dearly, as team number 18, they are going to be getting that knockdown on that guy from team number 11, and that was a really costly mistake. I believe that if he just looked into the room a little bit, he might have just gotten the opportunity to knock down the full team number 18, but sadly, he was playing it a little bit too hastily. He did not check his corners, and
that was pretty sad coming out there from his team, because he managed to knock out 2 people out there, and while they were going for the revive, that would have been the ideal moment for him to step in and take those kills, because let's face it, all he had to do was follow the damn train.
Yeah, follow the damn train, CJ, please. And we are going to be looking at team number 9, Mr. Mutun. You know, a little bit of a weird name coming in right there, but you know, if you guys have known me, you would know that I do like pronouncing all these weird, quirky English names. And Mutun is gonna be going prone right here. He has one of his teammates alive, two of his teammates dead. So,
look at that, a bloodbath over there. We actually see 3 people from 3 other teams getting knocked down out there, as Melvin Bernard from team number 7 is he's actually going to try to revive his teammate, but I don't think that is going to help him out, because by the time he is going to revive, probably he will be knocked out at the moment, because the zone has already closed in, and he is
I don't think he has the time to actually go and pop out a first aid kit. Maybe
pop your first aid kit right now, man. Come on. Oh, he doesn't have a first aid kit. All he has is a band-aid. And there you go. That's the end of Melvin Bernard from team number 7.
It is just the end of team number 7. And you know what? That was a really sad way to go out. We are going to be looking at team number 8, Sharks right there. He's just going to be snaking around, making sure that he has a really good angle onto these people in these buildings. I think he has a clear idea that there are people in that place. And we do see the drop right towards his north side, and that is going to be a drop which nobody is going to contest, I assure you, because if they do go for that, people who are around the general area, they are going to be using that drop as bait and lure you out and smash you in the head with a bullet to your face.
I mean, yes, given me an opportunity, I would have never gone there, because you see, this is such a small zone. The next white zone is really pretty small, and we still have about 31 people from 11 different teams still alive. So that is something which you would think twice or even thrice when you are going to go right outside your building, because we are going to see team number 1 as well as team number 4 right next to each other, while they are surrounded by team number 8, 4 players. So this is a different setup altogether, because I'm really thrilled to see what is going to happen at this moment, because either of these teams, anyone who's going to step out is going to, you know, get shot at by team.
Whoa, look at team number 1. They're just like, this looks like a goddamn Hollywood film coming in from the 60s, because this is usually what they used to do. You have all these cop films, all these army films where people are just surrounded.
I think we're going to expect a fight anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, Jatin, he does have the AK pointed right at that door, so I don't think anybody who's going to be going ahead and opening that door is going to be having a pleasant time. And with that being said, we are going to be looking at team number 13, 3 people. They are going to be making their way into this barn right here. They are going to be okay.
I mean, they actually made it into the zone, so I really don't see a issue with them going on and snaking it out right now, because they are pretty safe.
Yeah, snaking is a really good strategy, but you know what, that is kind of frowned upon by the general PUBG community, so I personally don't recommend you to do that. But you know, I also
look at this. I think we are going to witness more casualties in this encounter. The play zone coming in really hard is going to take down a lot of people. I think the bandage is not going to work out for him, and squad 01 is going to go down. Look at that, we see a lot of people knocked out there. This play zone is actually going to get a lot of people, I suppose, because look at that, right from 31 people, we are now down to 22. Let's actually see how it's going to work out. Make that 21 at the moment. Another kill out there from the play zone, and another as well. What is going on? A lot of people died to the play zone, and we see the next zone in favor of team number 21, as the next zone is going to go down in about 50 more seconds, and let's see how many people more it's going to take, as team number 2 and team number 21 and team number 12, the 3 of them are really safe at the moment right into the white zone, and I think team number 4, 13 and 23 are going to have a tough time getting into the zone, because either ways, if they are going to go and try to go right from the backstab, or if they're going to go right into the zone, it's not going to really work out for them, because you already have about 4 teams into the zone, almost 4 teams.
They can just hope that one of these other teams distracts them enough so they can make their move and get a little bit safe right there. And we are going to be looking at team number 11, Soul Player. He is going to be in a really good position right now. Fiction Killer. Okay, he is going to be able to spot that guy out, and paint me wrong, as team number 2's he just gets knocked down, slaughtered by team number 2. And look at that, Nishwal. I bet he's going to be grinning like an idiot right there in front of his mobile phone. And talking about mobile phones, Oppo Mobile, go ahead and
you actually, the people who are just watching right now, like I said earlier, we are going to go and have a giveaway at the moment. 2 Oppo F9 Pros coming out for all the people who are going to watch it out. And for that, if you want to win that, if you want to play this game into those premium phones at the moment, all you have to do is subscribe, and into the chat you go ahead and type exclamation capitals PUBG Mobile.
And I repeat, exclamation PUBG Mobile in all caps. And with that being said, let's resume back into the game. It seems as though we didn't miss any kill, and as I was going to be talking about, that Nishwal gets killed. So that is, one player going down, and we are going to be looking at team number 18. 3 of these people are going to be alive. They are in a really good position. They have a Nom with them. So, that is something going their way. But, in close quarters like these, where a bunch of buildings are present, I would rather go for an assault rifle or an SMG.
No, but look at this. Look where the white zone is. So I think this is where the ARM is going to come into play, because it's an open area at the moment. So you never know, unless you have a gun like an ARM or something like that, which can actually take your opponent down with just one hit. I think it's going to be a really hard job for you to go and take those kills at this kind of zone, as the fight is going to be taken there, and Sharon 15 is going to fall down as well, leaving that to just 6 teams and 14 people. Team number 21 they're still not right into the zone. I guess they are trying to make it inside, as there is a fight between 21 and 3. He's coming to the left side. He's going to get taken down. If he's just going to get just about one more bullet, both of them pretty low over here. Team number 13 one player, and team number 21 both of them right in front of each other, and he's going to get taken down. But then a cover coming out there from team number 23 it's not actually cover, that's actually another person.
Completely other team, and you see it right here. PUBG Mobile in its last zones is going to be a complete bloodbath. You don't even know who your allegiance is sworn to, as you are going to be focusing on one team and another team is going to be hitting your head and getting a kill onto you. And we are going to be looking at team number 18's Ninja Warrior right here and his friends. They are going to be making their way towards team number 13 right here. Team number 14 is kind of weak right now.
Team number 23 is going to actually take down a couple of guys. They are actually going to deal a lot of damage, but I think they don't have any time at this moment, because the zone is closing in, and this is going to take a lot of people along with it. And I think this is the time where we will be looking into who's going to take the chicken dinner pretty soon, because just about 50 seconds is when the next zone is going to pop out. And I think team number 23 are in the driver's seat at the moment, while we are just going to see one person from team number 12. And
team number 13 one player, team number 12 one player, and 3 people from team number 23. So team number 23 do look like the obvious favorites right now, but if team number 13 and team number 12 do manage to get a little bit of a frags right here, just manage to knock down one player at least, they do have a really good chance of
but I really don't think that is going to be the case. But because if you actually look at team number 23's utilities, they have all their vests intact. They have at least level 2 vests, all of them. And that's really going to help them out when they are going to go for fights at the moment, as the molly coming out there is going to burn team number 12's Ranger 0077 alive, as I don't think any of his boosts are going to work, as he's going to go down, as it's going to be who's going to take him down from team number 23. And all of a sudden this is going to be into I guess it's going to be a 3v, it's going to be 3v,
it's going to be a 3v1. Okay, no, it is going to be a 3v1 right now, as okay, it seems as though it's going to be a 3v2. 2 people from the side of team number 13 are going to be alive, and
so I really think they still have a chance, team number 13, because the numbers advantage is not actually really bad. It's just going to be a 2 versus 3.
Yeah, one person just has to do the job of two people.
Exactly, that is just going to do the job. I don't think that is going to be the case, as Imaki is going to take down one more person from team number, the other person from team number 13. So it's just going to be Gaurav Pratap who's going to be the last man alive at the moment, and it's going to be a 1v3. We haven't seen any of the 1v3s happen yet. Is this going to be the first time? Okay. But no, he's going to throw that nade and take him down. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, winners of this game. It's going to be team number 23, as that was a really good game coming out there, and Akhil GB getting 5 kills in the game, and he was the top dog for his team. As we are going to see team number 2, where Max 7 and Gaurav Pratap were at the end. But I think the way it went on, I think Kumar Shubham was the guy who was the catalyst in that team, who was getting those initial frags and all of that, getting them 5 useful kills and sending them to the second place, even though it was quite unlucky where they played into a 2v3 at the end. While team number 3, look at that, the first players got about 6 kills, and we have 1 kill there for Ranger 0077. They just played with 2 people, and that is that is a ballsy play coming out there from
them. And you know what, they made it to the 3rd place, and that is something
that's quite
commendable in itself. And we are also going to be looking at it. There is one more thing which I want to address, is the fact that during the last zone, a bunch of these smokes could have actually come into play, and that might have saved team number 13 right there. But I didn't see any of that, and that is kind of that is kind of confusing for me, because that would have worked, but I don't think that you know.
You know what? Actually, you were right. We actually didn't, see a lot of smokes coming out there in the previous game. But then, if you are actually going to look at the usefulness of the smoke, I think a couple of times when people were fighting at Yasnaya, I think that would have been the time why you could have actually gone for the smokes, probably try to revive your teammates, because we actually saw a couple of teams going out all aggressive onto their opponents, just rushing into their buildings and trying to take them down. And that, I think, if there was a smoke or two, that would have really saved them. And I think that was not the case. And just like how you said, that really matters when a game is going to have so much of utilities like this, and none of them being used.
And you know what, the one more thing which I wanted to address was the fact that a lot of these people just died to the zone, especially as they were coming out of Yasnaya and into that little bit of the open space, that barn right there. And when that was happening, I personally felt really sad, because that is not a way any of you guys should die in a game of PUBG Mobile. You should either die, getting a kill or getting killed. You should not be getting killed by the zone. Like, that is not something which should happen.
That, apart from that, I really felt really surprised when you actually saw team number 6's last player who was alive. I think it was Ranger 0077 or someone.
Yeah.
Where he just got burnt alive from
that is a nice way to go. That is an epic way to go. But you know what? That would get me depressed if I was Ranger 11.
I mean, it's quite obvious.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to get burned to death unless, you're a character from Game of Thrones or something. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be right back with a commercial break. So go ahead and tighten your gloves or something, because this is going to be one hell of a game.
Oppo Selfie Expert.
Welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen, and a huge shout out to our major sponsor, Oppo Mobiles. And you know what? You can avail yourself a chance to win two of these. Actually, you see one.
Actually, the two phones over here are not for us. It's for you people who are watching the stream at the moment. And if you actually want to win this, it's pretty simple. You just have three things to do. Just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and all you have to do is just comment on the comment box with exclamation mark and PUBG Mobile in caps, and that will actually get you these two phones for you. And mind you, we are going to do this every day, so just tune in to our streams. And I guess you had actually a really good game. You guys had watched this game, and I think we are excited as well. That was one hell of a game, and we actually saw a lot of frags in the last two zones, and especially I really felt that the kills onto the zone were not as expected as we did.
And ladies and gentlemen, this mobiles, they are going to be given to you guys in a little while. And oh wait, I think we do have the winners actually ready for this giveaway, so we will be getting that in a little bit. But we do have another thing coming in for you guys. So yeah, the winner is going to be coming in right now. Let's see who is going to be the winner, the lucky winners of these two mobiles, and one of them is going to be Mayank Sharma. And congratulations, Mayank Sharma, you get one of these beautiful phones. And we are going to be getting the second winner of this mobile. And okay, you know what? The Oppo mobiles is one of the best mobiles you can get in the Indian market. These are premium phones, and you know what, let's just talk about these specs. It has a 6.3-inch screen, and it has 3500 milliamps of power, so you know that is
that
enough.
actually means that you are going to have a seamless experience of PUBG Mobile. So if you actually think this is a mobile you would want to win and start playing PUBG, I think this is the right thing you are going to do, because you're just going to charge your phone just for 5 minutes or probably just 10 minutes, and you're going to play at least 2-3 games of PUBG Mobile, because that is what this phone has, the VOOC software, which is actually going to give you a fast charge. And not just that, you are going to have 6 GB of RAM in this. So you know, just like the other phones or something like that, you are not going to experience any kind of heating to your hands, and that's not actually why we're having this. But this is the premium phone which you would want to play your PUBG Mobile in.
And you know what? We are going to be announcing the second winner in a little bit. But before that, we have a little bit of information given to you guys. And the thing is, we know that a lot of these people who are going to be watching the stream, they might not have played PUBG Mobile themselves. And you know what? We are going to be showing you guys a weapon. And this is one of my favorite weapons. And that is going to be the M16A4. And let's talk about the M16A4 right here. It has a huge amount of power and huge range.
You know, this is a gun which will actually be using the 5.56 bullets, which is also known as the green bullets. And the firing speed is not that great, because you can either have a single bullet or the burst fire from this gun. But the range is gonna do it's actually gonna do a lot of damage for the the mid to long range shots, because that is something which is almost equivalent to a DMR. Because if you are not actually going to get those loots pretty early, what you can do is probably, if you have an SMG or something like that, and when you are looking for a gun which can actually do the damage to the mid to long range shots, I think this is the gun which is the apt thing for you, because the 4x goes well with it, the 6x also goes with it. So if you are actually going to go for a long range shot, this is going to be the gun, because anyways it's going to be a 5.56, so it will be doing a lot of damage as well. And I think that is one of my favorite guns. If not for the M4, if I don't get the M4, I'll probably go for this as well.
Yeah, the M16, as my friend said, it is going to be a really good weapon right here. So go ahead and hop into the training servers and try out this gun, because this is one of the most common assault rifles getting dropped into the map. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with the second game in a little bit. So don't go anywhere, and fasten your gloves. And
one more thing, you know what? You just have to fasten your gloves. Make sure actually your friends are watching this. Just try to tag them into this. Probably just share the link as well. And also just get your frying pans ready, because we are going to see another game and another chicken dinner in about a bit. So just keep waiting. We'll be back with the next game pretty soon.
Oppo Selfie Expert. selfie expert. Selfie expert.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be going into the second game of Campus Championship. So let's actually talk about how the previous game went. So Tango, the thing is, Yasnaya was Pochinki.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
Yasnaya is the new Pochinki. Was the new Pochinki in the previous game. We actually saw a lot of fights between those areas, between Yasnaya as well as I would say the belt from Yasnaya to Gatka was experiencing a lot of fights as well as a lot of drops coming into those zones, and it was a wonderful game. The last two zones taking a lot of people, at least about 15 to 20 people were going down because of the blue zone, and it was an eventful game in the end. We saw a couple of teams
especially
having
that
about
kill with the Molotov.
Oh yeah, that was the highlight of the game. Just 7 people alive into the second last zone, and you see a guy dying, the last person from his team dying through a Molotov, just burning right onto it. That was hilarious, and
It was kind of sad.
It was kind of sad as well. I felt bad for the player.
We've all been burnt by a Molotov in PUBG Mobile. Like, we all know how it feels, that inevitable death coming towards you, that looming death. It's not something that anybody likes to experience. But
yes, you never saw that coming as well.
In an entertainment point of view, that is good content coming in, and that was quite an entertaining death coming in. Death is not something we like to joke about, but yeah, that was without any doubt, that was one of the funniest deaths which I have seen. And you know what? We have to talk about the game in detail. And the fact is that most of these kills which did happen, as you said, it was around that belt from Gadka to Yasnaya, and it was completely filled with bloodbath. And we did see one of the teams, I think it was team number 3, who landed in the southern continent, and then they made.
Oh, it was actually team number 2 who actually made it to Novo, if I was right, and they were able to get all the best loot over there,
and the sad thing
getting
is,
out with the good guns and going out with level 3 helmets as well as level 3 vests as well as the backpacks. But it was quite sad, just like how you said, they they had to go down right in the middle of the game. Probably they were I guess in the fourth zone or something like that.
Yeah, it was the 4th zone, and you know what? That is a lot of gear going to waste for team number 2.
Exactly.
They actually played it really well in the early game. This was actually a strat which I personally recommended, that you go ahead and drop down somewhere where there's going to be a vehicle available, and just go around to one of those hotspots which people cannot reach, and then go ahead and get those loots. But sadly, that was not that did not really work out for them. They just went ahead and got themselves killed, and we are going to be getting into the game number 2. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and participate in the giveaway, because we experienced the first winner of the giveaway, and we have one more phone to be
if you actually notice, we had about 2 phones in our table right in front of you guys when you were just looking at us some time back, and now we just have just 1 phone remaining out of that, because we just had a giveaway in the previous game, and it was actually won by Mayank Sharma, and congrats to you and all the viewers who are trying to get that phone. But this is another opportunity for you guys. We have 1 more phone remaining, a premium phone, F9 Pro from Oppo, where you can have a seamless experience of PUBG Mobile with that 6.3-inch screen, which is going to give you a really good responsive touch at there, as well as the 3.5K mAh battery.
Yeah, and it also has this fast charge capability. So VOOC, it's a feature coming in for Oppo F9 Pro, and with that, the claim is with 5 minutes of charge, you can talk on the phone for 2 whole hours. And you know what? That is not something which you can see in a phone at this price. And with that, you know, Oppo is a phone that you should definitely go for if you are into the mobile esports scene.
And speaking about the charge and all of that, you would really want to go for a 2-hour talk, but what would I suggest? You just charge it for 10 more minutes and go and play, you know, a couple of games of PUBG Mobile as well.
Yeah.
Because that is what we are for. We are gamers for that reason, and I think that is something which we would all want to, you know, get. And with that, let's actually get into the game. We are seeing this plane direction coming right from Novo to Severny, and that's actually a pretty tricky plane route coming out there. We can see a lot of people going on to Rozhok School, you know, Milta, and also about Severny and Yasnaya. We are going to see a lot of people drop onto Yasnaya as well. 92 people alive, 24 teams into this game. Let's actually see where people are going to land. It's quite tricky where we are going to see team number 3 going on to the small strip out there, right, you know, somewhere near between Rozhok and Yasnaya. So that's pretty tricky. You won't find a lot of loot. We actually see team number 4 along with them
near the school area, and we're going to be looking at team number 3. They are going to be making sure that they clear out this 2-story building, and we are going to be looking at team number 11 right now. They seem to be completely in control of Pochinki. There is nobody in Pochinki, and that just means that, you know, they have a lot of loot for themselves. And we're just going to be looking at
Sujit Galande, and from team number 11, who is, you know, trying to loot all he can from this small piece of land out there, because if you actually realize, the zone is not going to really work out for him if he wants to, you know, go for the loot for all the time. Because if you're actually looking at the zone, it's actually coming out to the southern part of this island, southern part of this continent, where people have not even crossed on to the Sosnovka military base as well as Novo.
That is kind of weird, because the plane's route was from Novo to Severny, so you could have actually dropped down and landed in both Novo and military base. But you know what? Most of these people, they thought, okay, a lot of these people are going to land there, and we're not going to land there. And you know what? These players just played themselves.
I mean, yes, I would really not blame them.
Yeah,
but
it's not blame, but you know what? It was like a collective confusion coming in from most of these players.
No, probably they were like, you know, probably in the lobby they were like, you know what? You don't go to Novo. I won't be going to Novo as well. Let's actually not go there. How about we just fight it out in the mainland as well?
Collective agreement, not collective confusion. And we did see the team number 14 with that AK. He did manage to tag a player who was crossing the Serengeti of land. And we are going to be looking at team number 7 right here.
They're making their way from shooting range. Probably they are going to go for Georgiapol, I guess.
Well, they certainly can, and with the vehicle coming into factor, they can surely just go for the loot and get the hell out of there, because the zone will not be able to catch them if they have that vehicle in play.
You know, but I feel this is going to be a risky move coming out there from team number 7, because even though they have the vehicle with them, they are making their way on a Georgiapol, where we still have about 4 to 5 more teams in the northern part of this island, of this continent. So that is not really going to allow them to get into the zone pretty easily, as we are actually going to look at Rozhok, where we are going to see team number 21, team number 13, as well as a lot of people out there still not quite oblivious to the fact that both of them are at the same place.
I mean, one of them is on top of the hill and the other team is right below that ridge, and it seems as though both of them do have all their players intact. And you look at that green berets coming in from team number 21, and they are going to try to make their way on top of this little ridge right here, and they will be able to make contact against team number 13 pretty soon. And we are
looks like it's going to be Ritz 51 is going to try to spot out people coming out there. There was no other reason why he would be going there, but if you actually realize, he is without any weapon at this moment. He is going to get tagged out or even knocked out or even killed, I would say, because he has no weapons out there. All he can do is go throw a punch or two out there for the people, for the person who is dying from team number 21. But I think that is not going to be the case, because a couple of guys coming out there from team number 21 are going to take him down and knock him out, as it's just going to be up to you know, just 2 more people from team number 13 to try to save him down, because that is not really going to help him out, as X-Flirty is going to get knocked out pretty soon, as he is low on health. So that's not pretty easy for him to come and revive Rids, because let's face it, he doesn't have any gun out there.
He bought a fist to a gunfight. And that is something you would have heard in a lot of these video games, you know, bringing a fist to this gunfight, but that was sadly the case. And they're going to be looking at Harsh right there. He is going to be...
Oh, they're playing a little bit of hide and seek out there, but look at that. Two people coming out there from team number 13 are going to take down Harsh Ardeshna over there, but his teammate is coming out there trying to revive him or probably trying to take him down as he takes on he actually takes on both the people from team number 13.
So team number 13 is...
They're actually the first team. They're actually the first team to bow out of this match.
Yeah, and you see it right here. We are going to be looking at team number 21. They're not really in good health. They only have 3 people remaining in their team, and it seems as though they're not just out of the gutter yet, because we also see team number 15 in Rozak. So they have to be careful as they're just going to try to loot all these places. They do have their guns and gears.
It's just not about team number 21 and 15. If you actually look at team number 8 and 6, they are right in the northern side of Rozak, because if they are not actually going to loot the place as soon as possible, it's not going to work out for them, because they still are they will be making their way anytime soon, because the zone will be moving on pretty soon. As we are actually speaking about the zone, we still don't see any of these teams going down to the island of Sosnovka military base as well as Novo. That is quite, you know what, that's actually, I'm pretty salty about this.
As I said, collective confusion. One of these teams are thinking, okay, let's go to the continent, and then the teammate is like, okay, let's not go there. I think a lot of people are going there, and all of these people are having the same thought, and nobody's going there. You know what? Collective confusion coming in from most of these players playing in PUBG, and maybe we can see team number 12 or team number 17, because it seems as though team number 17 has landed in Ferry Pier, and I do think that Ferry Pier does not provide enough loot for your whole team.
Speaking about not providing that much of loot, just look where team number 22 are. They're towards the north of Stalber. I mean, why would you even go there, man?
That is like, I don't know. These are the kind of people who go to the Himalayas in their holidays for you know, touring purposes or something like that. I mean, nobody in their right mind would actually go all the way up north just to get some loot like that. But you know what?
I mean, I really doubt whether he will be getting any loot out there, because that is a place where you have a lot of strips of you know, islands, I mean strips of buildings out there where probably you would be getting some SMGs, but not any DMRs or probably rifles. So that is something which is really not going to work out for them, and that is a good move coming out there from team number 22. They've actually found a vehicle and they are trying to go onto the, you know,
on top of the hill in Stalber. And you know what, the Stalber hill does have those 2 observatory buildings, and they do have a good chance of dropping really good loot. And we're going to be looking at team number 24 right now. Okay, it seems as though this is going to be a bloodbath impending, as Nikshu, he's going to be getting rid of the door, just firing with that arm, and he is going to be rotating. He's going to be looking through the other windows right here, but no! He was just looking towards the right side and he gets killed. You know, that was a sad way to die for Nikshu. Okay, he did not die, he's getting knocked out. And
but his teammate is going to come out trying to take down the other person from team number 2, but he takes down one person from team number 2. He's going to get knocked down. There's another guy, Abhika down, who is going to get knocked out as well if he's going to try to extend his peak out there. As team number 24, another player is going to come down, but he gets taken down there by Avish down, and that is going to go, that's not really going to work out well for them, as the smoke is being put there from team number 24, as one of their players are already is already out, so that's not really helping their case, and the revive being made there from one of his teammates. Let's actually see if they can pull it out. Well, we actually see another person going down for team number 24, and now it's just up to 2 people out there. It's going to be Nikshaw as well as Niti0498 who are going to do this, but I don't think Nikshaw's got some time as well to keep it up, because if he is not going to go and try to revive his teammate right now, he is going to be the last man standing for his team, and I think he is going to go for the revive. And let's actually see if it's going to work out for them.
What an unfortunate way. As he is trying to go for the revive, the smoke just fades out and he is left completely exposed. I just wish the best of luck for team number 24 right there. And
but I really don't get it. Why? I mean, why was there a smoke in the first place when you were not even going to go and revive? That was total waste of a utility out there.
And that was, you know, juvenile mistakes being made by a bit of these players right here.
And while we are talking about that, we are going to see the first drop coming out there into the game right to the north-western side of Novo. So I think team number 12 have a good chance of taking this, but I think, I guess they are going to go for it.
you know what? It's like the game is like, okay, nobody's landing in the southern side. Let's just put a drop over there. So at least one of these players will come to the southern continent, because it does not seem like even the drop is, providing enough, attraction for any of these teams to make.
Oh, you know what? It's actually the drop trying to debate all the players to come inside that island, and I actually see a lot of people coming out there from the vehicles, and I think at least about a couple of squads from those teams which are going to come from the northern side can make it out there, because anyways the next zone is going to come out in about probably 10 or 15 more seconds. So I think this drop is also going to be pretty hard to get it, because I think it's going to be pretty open, so the people from Milta can actually have a clear view of anyone who's going to go for the drop. So it's quite risky in one way.
Unless they have good scopes, I don't think the people in Milta will be able to get a good angle. But then again, that is Milta. Milta means you do get good loot, and we are going to be looking at team number 14 right here, and they are going to be making their way towards the southern continent. The first people to go ahead into the southern continent, and
they're actually going to be team number 12 who are making it to the southern continent, and probably they are going to go for the drop. Oh, I don't think so. They're probably going to go for the military base, and that's a beautiful play coming out there, because anyways the next zone is going to be pretty near to the military base, because it's almost in the center of the safe zone. So I don't think it's a bad idea after all, as team number 3 are fighting it out with the blue zone while the other teams are fighting out with each other.
Well, we are going to be looking at team number 5 right there. They are going to be onto the UAZ. 4 people still alive. They are going to be making their way a little bit deeper inside of...
They are at Ghatka at the moment, so they are making their way probably onto Pochinki or... probably on the ferry pier, because the first thing they would want to do right now is just get into the white zone, and I think that is what they are going for as well. All of them pretty much decently stacked up with all the level 2 backpack, helmet, and as well as the vest. And also, like, let's actually see how it's going to work out for them, because you almost find all the teams which are still alive making their way into the zone, and I'm pretty intrigued to see where the next zone is going to happen. And there you go, it's going to go on to the southern part of this island, so that's pretty.
Look at this right now in the new zone. The only team which is going to be present is team number 12, and in a few more seconds, I do assume that team number 8 is going to be making their way towards the zone.
But look at that, team number 12 just get into the southern island.
It's like,
and it's raining drops.
Yeah,
there's actually a second drop coming out there.
I mean, team number 12. It's like the gods of PUBG are like, here, have this blessing, have this drop, have everything, and let's just hope that you win this game. Because if you do not,
you know what?
That is going to be really sad.
It'll be really sad if they fail to win this game, even after landing onto the southern island with 2 more drops at there. But I don't think they're actually going for the drop. But nevertheless, it's quite sad to see if, in case they are going to make it, not lesser than top 10, it's not going to be really well for them.
And we are going to be looking at team number 11 right here. They are kind of in a good position right now. They're going to be just making sure that they have that monopoly over Pochinki from the church area.
Oh yeah, and this is one of my favorite places to land in Pochinki. Just go there onto the church, trying to get some guns and try to spot out how many people are going in. It's always good when you go into an island. It's always good when you are going into a war, going into a, making a prayer and going on to a war, and that's something which I guess a lot of people will be following. And we are looking at team number 19 going for the drop. They're making their way onto the shore, and looks like they are going to contest for the drop, and it looks like it's going to be pretty easy for them, given that nobody else is right next to them. So it's just about time to see where they are going to go, as we see team number 11 Sujit making his way and spotting out team number 11.
Team number 27 actually. We are going to be looking at team number 12's 98k Tarj. He's just going to be making sure that he cleans military base to the ground, because military base has a lot of loot and it has a variety of choices right now, because team number 12 is going to be the only team in the military base, except for team number 19, who has made their way to the southern continent, and they have secured themselves the first loot drop. And you know what, I guess they have good amount of guns for themselves. Even though one of those guys is low, I'm pretty sure that they won't have a lot of trouble finding bandages in most of these buildings.
I mean, yes, they still have, they can still go on to Novo and try to loot it out, because anyways it's still in the zone. And as we are going to see that, we're going to see the plane coming out there trying to go for another drop, and let's actually see where it's going to land. If it's going to land in the island again, then I really don't know what to say. But
I mean,
team
I
number
will
12
cry.
have a really good luck out there.
Yeah, I mean, if I was one of these people, other than team number 12, I would actually sit down and cry, because that is a lot of luck going their way. And you know what? If they don't make use of it, that is going to be the saddest part. And we're actually going to be looking at team number 7 right here. They are going to be making their way towards the southern continent, coming in.
They're actually coming out from the western side of the military base, and it looks like team number 9 are already there into the military base, and we're going to look at team number 7 coming out there. Team number 17, however, taking the long way with that boat going off the shore and coming out there. Probably he is going for the backstab, I guess, and that is a beautiful play coming out there from team number 17, because I don't think any of the people from team number 12 will be expecting someone coming out there right from the south. So that's smart play coming out there, while we are going to see the third drop in the game, which is going to be taken by team number 8, I guess, because they're making their way across the shore to go for the drop. And that's actually a good play coming out there, because there is nobody around, so that should be an easy drop for them. As we see team number 23, they're actually struggling to get in the zone. This is actually the second time we're going to see that.
And you know what? That is actually a thing which I wanted to address. As I said before, one of the best strats to win a game of PUBG is to get yourself a vehicle and just go around and loot hotspots. And you see, if you don't do that, this is the result of what could happen. As you see right there,
team number 23, you guys deserved it.
Yeah.
You guys actually deserved it, not for the fact that you didn't get a vehicle, but the fact that you actually went right onto the northern side of Stalbo. I mean, why would you do that?
I mean, like, that takes a lot of balls to make that happen, but sadly, they're not gonna get rewarded for all their balls which they have. Their balls of steel, but it seems as though team number 3, they are going to be making their way from Ferry Pier onto the southern continent.
No, it's actually going to be pretty easy for them, because the zone's not that it's not that far for them, even though it's moving a little fast. But looks like team number 23 are making it.
Okay, it seems all the hate is done, and it does not seem like they're still out of the